Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the M3 by Non-Typical Bag Company. Let's go ahead and dive in, break these bags down. We'll start with materials. As always, slow side. This is a carpet material. It's very similar to the slow side of the Fly Magic, the BG Viking, Swag Bags, Emerald XR, the B3 Decimator 2.0s. A lot of companies are using this material. It's a wonderful control material. It's probably one of the more popular true carpet materials out there. Like I said, great for control with 4-speed. For so I like to play more of a dirty style game with blockers and just creating chaos. That's it. So if you like the Pro Sniper Fast Side, but you haven't thrown this material before, I think you're gonna like it. You probably won't even really tell a difference to it unless you really kind of break it down. They're very similar. If you pick a bag up, you're not really necessarily gonna notice it. So anyway, 9-speed on these M3s. Template wise, I'm going to call it a medium template bag, but it does start to border on that large side of medium. It's just ever so slightly bigger than what I would say a normal medium template is. So it has a little bit of a larger feeling, which I like that because that larger template really makes it a bigger, more intimidating blocker on the board there. Medium amount of fill in this bag. And this bag does have flop to it, I think, because it's just that slightly larger than medium template gives you just a little bit more space in there. So the bag's a little bit floppier, which gives the bag some forgiveness to it. By no means is this a forgiving bag. Like, this material has kick to it. And if you don't throw flat, it's going to kick on you. But by adding some flop here and not making it quite as full, the kick is not as punishing as that fuller bag would be. So you can get away with not a perfectly flat bag. Sometimes when you miss throw, you can kind of get away with that. But you still have all the control on the slow side for throwing those cuts and really creating those shot shapes like you want. And I'll get more into that in the playability on that. The fill in here is a mixed fill. It's kind of good variety. Like I can't really pinpoint what the predominant fill in. It's got some different size fills, different shape fills. Really nice fill. I like the way the fill plays. It's not overly bouncy, but it has a lot of action to it. So, it's not as bouncy as you would get with a 100% round bead fill in the bag. So you get some of that forgiveness, that flatter fill, a little bit softness to it, but you still got enough action for those cuts, rolls, and flops. Like you like for those like the shape shots, you can definitely do it with these M3s. Let's go ahead and talk about playability since I'm kind of headed down that path. These bags are designed for that player who likes to play a dirty style game, that player who likes to play more of a control game. Because this material, you have a ton of control with it. You can throw blockers up there. You can put your bag wherever you want. Just place it around the board, as far as level 1, level 2, level 3 blocker. Down the middle, you can get aggressive on your opponent's side. You can put this bag where you need to. Like, I felt like I had complete control of this bag. And then if you're able to adjust the orientation, the side to side, tilt, the front, the back load, the front load of that bag, you can then get the bag to move like you want. Cuts, rolls, flops. This bag is phenomenal like that. I really like the way it plays. I love the control I have. So if you're kind of that above average to advanced player in shot shape, but you're really going to have fun with this bag. And even if you don't like to play a dirty style game, maybe you play on faster boards. Wonderful faster boards because you have so much control. The bag's not flying off the back of the board. Maybe you're a player who likes to throw harder and you're having a hard time with these mid-speed bags, keeping control of them. A bag is a little bit more control. You can slow it down and play more of that hole-for-hole style game. Maybe you're a player who likes to land deeper on the board, so you land closer to the hole than normal. Maybe you struggle with front boards, so you're playing it safe by going deeper on that board. But when you do that with some of these faster bags, mid-speed faster bags, the bag flies off the back, skips to the hole. A bag like this with this control kind of tones it down so you can land deeper on the board. It's still getting the hole. And for me, when I'm throwing a bag like this, and you can see here some of these videos if you watch, when I'm starting to run bags in the hole, or if I just want to throw 4 bags in or want to make sure a bag is null, I will land the bag deeper. That's how I control a bag like this. I try to do the same throw. I just want to adjust my landing zone. So if I want to throw a blocker, I'm going to land, shorter on the board. And depending on what level blocker, how short I go, if I want to make sure the bag goes in the hole, I'm going to land a little deeper and give that bag less time to run up. Plus, by landing deeper on the board, you eliminate any of that, or you minimize the kick, right? The closer this bag lands to the hole, the less distance it has to kick off course. So even if you land with a bad angle, but you land deeper in the hole, it's going to, as it starts to kick off, it's still going to grab that hole and pull it back in. So for those of you who like to land deeper on the board, you need a control bag like this. This M3 is great for that. And then for those of you who struggle with pushing and collecting bags, you can throw blockers at there, but you have a hard time pushing through. A bag like this M3 that has this 9-speed fast side, plenty fast enough to where you can push through and collect those bags when you throw them up there. So you can throw a blocker up there and you don't have to throw crazy hard, crazy aggressive to push through. Just flip it over, go fast side, you're going to push there and take it in no problem. Collectability is great on these bags because they're not super floppy. They have flop, they're overly floppy. I didn't have a problem with them collapsing up or accordion up when I went to collect. When I throw a bag down there, it was going to clip the corner and I could take it right in. Now, the one thing I will say is this material, because of the control you have, it isn't as hole friendly as some faster materials out there. And I don't mean to knock this bag, but any of these bags that use this carpet material or true carpet material like this, they're not going to be hole friendly. You just aren't going to find a hole friendly bag that plays at a 4-speed with this type of control. And that's kind of that zero sum game when I talk about cornhole bags is when you gain control, you've got to give up something. It's typically hole friendliness. If you gain hole friendliness, you're losing control, right? Because a hole friendly bag is typically going to be faster. Where you get your control from is the friction of this bag hitting the board. It's sticking, and that's where you get that bag to stop. That's where you get that bag to cut, to roll, to flop easily because of that friction, because of that resistance it gets. But that's also what causes that bag to get up there and sit. But for a bag with this much control and a bag with this slow of a speed, it is on the hole friendly side of those style bags, if that makes sense to you guys. So of all the bags I've thrown with this type of carpet material on there, this is up there at the top for hole friendliness. And that's because I think the flop gives you that forgiveness around the hole in the sense that when you miss your landing zone left or right, it does a great job of grabbing. That corner dips in and it'll grab and pull that bag back. Typically when it does pull it back, that bag's going to sit there. You need another bag to come through and collect it. And when you go to collect, you kind of be a little bit more aggressive, a little more intentional. So if a bag's hanging, especially on the opposite side of the board, if I'm throwing outside arm, there's a bag hanging on the opposite side. If I just come down and just slide my bag in, it's probably not taking it in. I've got to come across a little bit of a cut, a mini cut, to kind of clip it and just get that bag moving, get that corner, and it'll drip in for me. And so as long as you know that, it's not hard to do. You don't have to be super aggressive. But it also means that if you get bags that are outside the hole, kind of as long as they're short of the hole, they're still in play. With a bag like this, with the control and the shot shaping you have, every bag that's short of the hole is still in play, still a possible collection. And for those of you who are on that advanced level of cut shots, you can really go out and grab bags that maybe you wouldn't with the bag that has less control. So really love throwing these M3s. I'm a fan of a dirty style game. That's kind of where I started. I've kind of evolved into more of those mid-speeds. I always love going back to play a dirty style game. So if you're looking for a bag that has this type of control, definitely check out the M3s. Also, if you're a player who's trying to learn to cut, roll, or flop, and you're really kind of in the beginning stages, a bag like this is great because of how easy this bag is at shaping those shots. You don't have to make, like I said, those really aggressive angles on the bags. Slight tilt, slight adjustments, and it gets the bag moving. So it's definitely a great bag for learning to shape shots with it. But it's really a fun bag to throw. I had a blast on it. I think you will too. Leads me to availability. Non-Typical Bag Company does their business on their Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description to their Facebook page. I believe there's also a fan group for them as well. I'm pretty sure there is. I'll put a link to that as well in the description if you want to go jump in Facebook and join their group. If you don't have Facebook, but you really want to sell these bags, you can reach out to me. Let me know. Shoot me an email, MikesCornholeBags@gmail.com, or message me through social media, and I will get you in touch with Non-Typical Bag Company so you can get yourself a set. Bags are $60 for a set, and that includes shipping to you, so $60 shipped to you. Phenomenal price at the lower end of bag prices for high quality bags. You can't go wrong with it. It's worth taking a chance. If you've been interested in trying these bags, but you're not sure if you're going to like it, at $60, it's worth the gamble. Give it a shot. I think you're going to love them. If you've thrown these M3s, I'd love to hear feedback. What you like, what you don't like, whatever. Drop a comment down below. I always love hearing you guys' opinions on bags, even if they don't agree with mine. I love hearing the different opinions out there. So please share them. Drop those comments down. I thank you guys so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.